What's attack?
Oh yeah, here we go. This is Order 66. So
This
they
is
they
the-
actually changed this from what the Clone Wars would later do with it, where basically they explain that the clones all have chips in their head. But in this game, which is why this game's like not canon in the new Disney Star Wars BS whatever canon,
Whoa,
is because
whoa. I want to challenge you on that point. Not to cut you off, because you said this last time. This game came out before that Clone Wars episode.
it did, yeah.
So, and this game was made by LucasArts, right?
Yeah.
And the Clone Wars is mostly a Disney production, isn't it?
Yeah, well, actually,
So
only
what
the
if
last season.
They're not
yeah.
following canon.
Well, they are because when Disney bought Star Wars, they said anything that is made before, outside of the movies, is not canon, and everything that's made after by them is.
Really?
Yeah, everything that's made before is Legends, so this would be considered Legends. So technically, it's not canon, but I agree that there is the difference because basically what I was saying was that in the Clone Wars, not to spoil too much of it, but like the clones they have chips in their head that basically cause them to have to kill the Jedi. It's not that they're voluntarily doing it, but in this game, they say that the clones are basically conspiring with the Emperor to kill the Jedi.
I mean, honestly, I like this one more.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's interesting because like
they were in on it the whole time.
Right, but it kind of at the same time goes a little bit against it because I mean, in the movies it's a little bit vague about how the relationship between the clones and the Jedi, but like there's some scenes where they like have some camaraderie, but like in the Clone Wars series, like the clones and the Jedi are like they're boys, they're tight, like
Really?
they have good relationships, like they go to war with each other, like they build friendships, they start to like they save each other's lives like throughout the series, so like it makes more sense to have them chipped in that way, but like if you make it more ambiguous like this game does where it's like the clones are just kind of playing a role, it's kind of interesting. So I mean, I guess I'd say I like the Clone Wars version better just because there's more to it, because it's like really sad when they turn, because it's like damn, like they're really having to do this, against their own will, and it shows, and it kind of goes to like the whole point of the series, which is like the humanity of the clones, like are they human? Like, because they all have their own different like personalities and different like quirks, but like they're all made from the same person. So it's like, what level of human are they actually? So I think So I think it's like that. I thought was really interesting. But yeah, like this whole thing, if they would have went this route, I would have been fine with it too. Because it's like, man, then they're straight up villains more so than like.
But I think this
being a tragedy.
So hear me out on this point too. And granted, take this with a grain of salt because I haven't seen the Clone Wars, but keep in mind this too. I think this one almost makes more sense in the way that the stormtroopers are portrayed as like these evil, like fucking killer. You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to be these bad dudes. So it would really make sense that like this was, you know what I mean? Like that this was their. I mean, I guess maybe they're still chipped after that, but like, do you get what I'm going at? Like that they had this plan the whole time, like because they are just like bad guys.
Yeah, and they were created by the Empire too. So it's like, they were basically just created to be pawns in this fake war, which is really what it is. Even in the Clone Wars, the war is pretty much deemed pointless because the droids and the clones are controlled by the same person. So it's like, yeah, I think it could go either way, and that's why I like this game's story in that way, because it's like it shows that there's actually resentment between the clones and the Jedi, and it's not as much of a team effort as it is in the series. But
and in the movies too, I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but like it seems like in the movies, I mean, they have just that comes to mind. They have that brief scene with Commander Cody and Obi-Wan where they kind of seem like boys, but other than that, it seems like a very like master apprentice or like.
Well, yeah, like the Jedi are the generals, and then like the
but
clones are like the commanders, and like they are
boss and employee. Like they just tell them what to do. Like,
and it's definitely like that in the Clone Wars series too. But like the clones don't resent them for it necessarily. Like, cause like in this game they talk about how the clones are like annoyed with how like the Jedi take credit for everything, but like in the series they actually earn a lot of that credit because they save a lot of the clones' asses a lot of the times.
Yeah. How long is that series?
It's like 7 seasons.
Jesus
and like
Christ.
80-something episodes.
Wow.
But a lot of it's like filler, and it's a really good series, but like a lot of it is, like with every series, there's just a lot of filler and like a lot of stuff that just, doesn't really need to be there. Like a lot of C-3PO, R2-D2 like comedy episodes, because it was on Cartoon Network for a while, and Nickelodeon or whatever.
Really
so like,
geared
yeah,
towards kids.
yeah. There's a lot of episodes that are geared towards kids, but I will say this: the final 4 episodes, like the last season, has like a bunch of like the first like 4 episodes of the final season are horrible and they're boring, and it introduces a bunch of characters that have nothing to do with the actual story. But then like the last 4 episodes, like it's a 4-part like finale, and it's great.
Really?
It's great. It's probably the best thing Disney's made, in my opinion, with Star Wars so far.
Really?
But to be fair, they wrote that script probably years before Disney bought it, so it's not like they all came up with it. It was more like, you know, they just took the stuff that was already written and adapted it and put it up. But I mean, still, it's like it's heartbreaking and it's heavy and it's really well done, you know, and it's a good conclusion. But yeah, at the same time, it's like not, you know.
Okay, we needed to
that
do.
big of a deal.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh, we
it.
died?
Dude, no. I was there. They got the bookcases, man.
Were we supposed to destroy the bookcases?
Did you not get what we were doing there?
Not exactly.
We were supposed to defend the bookcases.
Oh, I was blowing them up. Shit.
I was killing everybody in the room.
I was blowing them up.